All right, Dragon Ballers, I think we are finally live. Double checking a few things. Tonight, I had the choice of either watching Smallville or building some Set 7 decks. I really wanted to watch Smallville, but I also really wanted to build some decks, so hopefully that is going to work out. I think I fixed the live issue. Hopefully. Let me know if you guys can hear me all right. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me all good. Hopefully there's no problems. Otherwise, I'm going to start getting into deck building like a fool. Oh, why did I scare you, Coo Turtle? That is the last thing I want to do. What season am I on? I just started Smallville, so I'm on season 1. I watch all like the Flash Arrow stuff, so I got pretty sick and tired of that. If you guys watch those shows, in my opinion, they are taking a pretty poor route, but yeah, Smallville's pretty cool so far. I'm on season 1. It's pretty sweet. All right, sounds good. So yeah, I'm trying to build some Raditz tonight. So I have excellent. I'm glad the audio is perfect. So I've had a lot of ideas about Raditz, and he's pretty weird in the sense that like he doesn't plus it all on the front side. So real quick, I gotta reread what everything does just to make sure I know. When this card attacks a leader, your opponent chooses one card from their hand, sends the warp. Sorry, that was really fast. That's really good for hand control. Obviously, it plays around with Taito. Activate main once per turn. Look it up to 5. Choose a Raditz, Vegeta, or Nappa among them. Add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck. If you added a card to your hand, choose one card from your hand, place in the drop area. So that right there, adding a card, then discarding a card, I think is really good in terms of, I think it's good that it fuels the drop area. So like fueling the drop area, I think is huge. And I think this could be like a Vegeta time regulator deck. I think that's at least like the initial thought I have on it. So I'm gonna try and mess around with that. When it lasts at 4 or less, choose an energy, switch to active mode. So you don't even get to draw one on Awaken. That's crazy how they thought. I guess they had to nerf Raditz into the ground like this, not even giving him a draw on Awaken. Attack leader, choose one from the hand, sends the warp. Red or green sand gains plus 5,000. All right. So right off the rip, I'm pretty sure this is a super combo we're playing. Like absolutely no question about it. Alrighty. So I gotta look at all the Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz stuff to see like exactly what needs to go in the deck before I start trying to fit in the regulator stuff. So I mean, this is kind of neat. You guys can maybe get a little bit of a sense of my deck building ideology. So there's this Yajirobe that lets you pop any 6 cost or less Vegeta, but I know there's like a free one coming out in the and I think in the tournament pack. All right. So let's start reading what some of these Raditz and Vegetas do. So we got a Raditz Saiyan in arms. So 1-drop cantrip. This is the SR out of the main set. Place this card in the owner's drop area. If your leader card is a green Saiyan, choose one Vegeta and Nappa. Okay, so this card is probably like a broken 4 of. Like this is pay a red and a green, and you get to add 2 to your hand at the start of your next main phase. Actually, it's pretty slow. You're not getting these until turn 3. That's pretty slow, especially if you're charging. That's what I don't understand about these dual color decks is like if you're charging dual colors on turns like 1 or 2, you just like you don't get to play this turn 1, which is like in my opinion a huge issue. But for right now, I'm just gonna drop 1 in the deck. Like anything I think is gonna be potentially in the deck, I'm gonna just place 1 in it, and then like we'll mess with numbers from there. Alright, Vegeta Royal Prince, Self-Awakener, right? Choose one card in your life, add it to your hand. This card gains +5 and crit. That seems like a pretty good Vegeta search. This counterplay I think we're probably going to play, but I want to read this Raditz first. So we had a 2-drop 15. When King Dynasty is in your battle area, is placed in your drop area. Place card from your hand. So I don't think we're playing that field spell, but maybe. Multicolor card in energy. 4 or less KO it. One card in the hand sends a warp. So that's another hand control card. That might be an include. And I don't think I'm gonna get to any playtesting tonight. I think I'm just gonna like build and theorycraft a little bit, just for a good time's sake. All right, so this guy has like an absolute wall of text. Great Ape Vegeta, energy manipulation, Powerball, and your battle. So I gotta play that whole Powerball package. I wonder if that's even gonna be worth it. I know the Vegeta boss monster here like starts ripping your opponent's hand apart, but maybe we wouldn't even play this engine, to be honest. Powerball in your battle area. Play this card from me on top of Vegeta. So I think that's like your turn 3 plays. Literally just play this guy. What do we got in the chat? Dual color stuff's really awkward. It is super awkward. It's super duper awkward, Turtle. When you play this card, activate the skill until the end of your opponent's next turn. This card cannot be KO'd by skills or battles. A 30k, just like a 30k beat stick, is very unimpressive. I'm not a fan. When this card's placed in the drop area from a battle area by a skill, choose one red card and one green card in your energy. Switch them to rest. Choose a Vegeta that's both red and green in your drop area. Alright, so it's kind of neat that it does play it from the drop area. At least it doesn't have to be in your hand. But I'm still not quite sold on this engine at all. I mean, we'll throw one in there just to see, but I really don't even think we're going to play it. Got 2 different copies of this Vegeta boy. We gotta get him out of the deck. Alright, we'll save so far. So let's go. I want to make this a time regulator deck, so we'll call it that for now. Four drop blue. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Is like the dual colors are so many 10k combos, which makes them so awkward to play. I definitely agree. The 4-drop Super Saiyan Blue is a good evolve target. The one that is like kind of old, it's like discard a card, double strike crit, right? Wow, that's actually a good idea. Dauntless Spirit, 3 or more. Yeah, that actually works perfectly for the counterplay. The only thing that sucks is like if I need a red green, like maybe we can build a deck to charge red green turn 1, and then go into this guy, because I do like that a lot. Counterplay into this guy for a double strike crit. That's pretty neat. I'm gonna drop one of them in there. That's a really good idea. I like that a lot. So let me double check this. The Raditz. Yeah, the Raditz can search any Vegeta that basically is not a BR. What does the leader do again? Cannot include non-Saiyan battle cards in your deck. Self-awaken. Alright, I'm pretty unimpressed with him. Alright. Back to Vegeta's. So we can play this last resort. Does he do anything else cool? Deflect. Leader's Raditz. It's kind of weird how like this works with Raditz, because like this took place like after Raditz was a thing. So I don't know. Deflect. When you play this card from your hand, if your leader card is a Raditz, choose one card in your hand, place in the drop area, choose one Powerball from your deck, activate it, and shuffle your deck. Yeah, I don't think this engine is quite worth playing at all. I think you can play better hand control that just doesn't cost as much. Yeah, so this comes into play for free when you have the Vegeta. I love how its name is Yajirobe Chasing Tail. It's hilarious. Alrighty. Moving on. This Nappa, I remember being kind of good. So, if this card's placed in energy area, rest mode obviously, can't be KO'd by opponent skills. We're going to have to look up Nappas as well after this. When you play this card, you may choose one card in your hand, place in the drop area. Look it up to 10, I believe it's 10 cards top of your deck. 2 red or green Raditz and Vegetas, 3 or less, add them to your hand. It seems like a solid turn 2 play. Just for obviously filling the drop area and searching. We're going to put one of him in the deck just to see what it looks like. What does this card do again? When this card is placed in your battle area. Okay, so it doesn't do anything if we're not King Vegeta, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, this is the top end of the whole Vegeta combo, but I'm really unimpressed. If this card's placed in the energy area, when this card attacks, your opponent chooses 2 cards there and send them to their warp. And then it does burn damage. Probably the best Vegeta target for Raditz. There's a 3-drop Vegeta from the new starter. Is it from the King Vegeta starter? I would imagine if it was green or red if it was. Yeah, that's definitely not the one. Vegeta from the new starter. Did I miss it? if you happen to remember what color it is, that'd be helpful. But I mean, I did just look at all the Vegetas. It seems like, unless it's a King Vegeta. You might be talking about the green crit one, which I did add to the deck, I think. Okay, except it's not here anymore. Yeah, Royal Prince. Yeah, that's the one. I think this card is really good. So we'll save what we have for now. I guess I gotta look up Raditz cards and then Nappa. Well, let's look up Nappa cards. Alright, definitely don't think we're playing the Cyberman engine. It is cool that Cybermen like block and then kill a 1-drop, but it's probably not worth it. This is a regular Nappa. He's a 2-drop blocker, probably also not worth it. Saying Might Nappa, you can't play this one. So I think the only Nappa we can really play is already in the deck, which is going to be the Vegeta's Underling. All right, let's see what Raditz cards we're working with. I think we're gonna start off just like completely ignoring the big Vegeta Ape Chain, and then just see where we can go from there. All right, we got a 4-drop Raditz here. All right, let's see what these do. Double Sunday. If your leader card is a Raditz, gets plus 15. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards, 2 or less, and KO it. Yeah, I think dual color Nappa is very good. But we gotta play enough Raditzes and Nappas to like, or I guess Vegetas to make it worth searching, right? If we can make like cheap, very cheap energy plays, this deck seems like it'll already be a lot better. Double Sunday, just to kill a 2-drop or less. We're gonna ignore this card for now. Raditz being a Borgos, just a generic draw one. We need red in the deck, and we need search targets for our leader and for Nappa. So I think this is an auto 4 of. What does this guy do again? Raditz, the Saiyan Assailant. When you play this card, choose 2 of your opponent's battle cards with 3 or less, KO them. Then your opponent chooses cards from their hand equal to the number of cards you killed with the skill, send them to their warp. This card seems pretty good. That card does seem pretty good. So this Nappa, I'm assuming, has to be a 4 of. This Vegeta probably has to be a 4 of. We're already getting pretty high on deck count here. 4 of. Probably cutting this ginormous ape. Yeah, this one is weird. How big is this Vegeta the Cruel? He's a 15, and how big is the other Vegeta? He's a 10. So he's gonna, okay. So this one Raditz. What does he do again? Play this, draw 1, so it's cantrip. Place this in the owner's drop area if your leader is a green Saiyan. Choose 1 Vegeta card and 1 Nappa card. The energy costs 2 or less, and 10k power from or less. Sends your warp. So this is so weird. Like, you're just searching for like your turn 3 play. I mean, the only reason I'm about to bump it to a 4 of is because it gives you more search targets off your leader. So basically, these are all going to be search targets off the leader, right? Raditz, Vegeta, Nappa. Right now the deck -4 because of the super combos. Right now the deck consists of 28 searches for the leader. That's a good number. Yeah, Lewis, I already have the promo Nappa in the deck, which was a better Vegeta Nappa target for the the SR Raditz like does not have a very impressive search target at all. So that's why, like, because the leader has like no draw power, I feel like we need to play the time regulator engine to get like a good draw engine. So like auto include 4 of this, and then we just play like hand controlling overwhelms, right? Alex, what's up? Alex in the chat. All right, so obviously we're playing a green leader, we're playing hand control, so Toa seems like a no-brainer. The Toa specifically that increases your leader and makes your opponent discard a card. It's like turn 1, drop a card. Turn 2, leader drop a card, as well as like potentially this Nappa dropping a card. Maybe is decent. All right. So we do have 10 more slots in the deck. I want to take a look at what it looks like right now. Okay, so we've got just basically good Vegeta search targets. This evolves over the counterplay. Maybe we want to include more dual colors because, like, maybe we do want to charge at turn 1. So if we charge at turn 1, it's pretty flexible for Nappa. And then going into a turn 3 time regulator. Thanks, Tyler. I really appreciate that, man. Look at them. They warp a card. They get a card off their life because you're punching them. But, like, they should like maybe be kept to hand parity. But the thing is, like, you're always going to be down a card. Android 13 Destruction Rare. That's not a bad pick. The only thing is, like, this deck is definitely not going to be very fluid with energy. So I don't necessarily know. Like, I feel like you really don't even want anything in this deck that's like more than a 2-drop. The only reason I'm playing this Raditz is just because it's more hand control and it's another search target for the leader. Like, I feel like you just need this number of cards to be search targets. But let's see if we can get back to some powerful overwhelms. So if we just look at black cards. We do have a ton of new overwhelms. I also actually have the card list up. So what are new overwhelms that we have to play with? Okay, so it looks like new overwhelms start around this page. Okay. Dang, guys, is the Android 13 Instruction Rare going to be OP in this deck? I just can't, like, you just need to play it turn 3 and hope it lives. It's kind of rough. That's the only thing I can imagine with that. Let's card text, choose a card in your life. I do feel like we actually probably need some more Self-Awaken in the deck. It could be black Self-Awaken, it could be green or red Self-Awaken. Probably red, because we're actually really low on red right now. So I imagine it'd be like Intensifying Power Trunks, maybe. Let's take a quick look at what the red stuff does. Or, sorry, the new black stuff. None of this looks like it's going to be too good in deck. Draw 2, discard 1. That could be solid, actually. Time Regulator Trunks. Yeah, I think like Overwhelm 3 is like the spot we want to be at. Beta, thank you so much for the donation, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Trunks. Yeah, I think this is like the Overwhelm we want. Because we want to also start to refill a drop. Even though it's not like a hard plus. And also, obviously, it triggers Time Regulator. Okay, so, I feel like we just want like one of this as a bomb. Yeah, we'll put one of this for now. And then, yeah, we need more red, I think. So, Intensifying Power Trunks. We need some more Self-Awaken. That's not how you spell that, huh? Intensive. Oh, we're in black. That's why. Okay. Yeah, I feel like you want this for Self-Awaken. So at this point, we're at basically 12 red cards with one spot left in the deck. Maybe Digging Deep because turn 1 and 2 is Raditz and Time Regulator. It could be. Turn 1 or 2 could also be Charged Dual Color. Turn 2 could also be Nappa. Yeah, I think the way I'm thinking about it right now is like turn 1 like Cantrip or Dual Color. Turn 2 Nappa. And then turn 3 Regulator. I think turn 3 Regulator is, even though it seems kind of slow. Alright, I need to look. I want to look at all the red green cards, just the red green cards. Can I do that like this? Let's find out. So we have a 1-drop cantrip. What does this guy do? Add a Gohan to your hand. Not very necessary at the moment. If I go all the way down here, do I get red greens? Shout out to Sherman's Lair, by the way. Amazing team, excellent deck building website. The entire card database at my fingertips. It's pretty sick. Alright, red green cards. Combo strikes on Gohan. Attack or attacked. Ditch a card. Combo with the drop area. This guy requires you to rest a Gohan. Broly burn damage. What does this Kaioken do again? Arrival red green. Only one community battle area, one current life added to your hand. So he's a Self-Awakener. 3 or less. Okay, yeah, that's probably not worth it. We're not gonna have the hand size to reliably arrival him out, which is kind of unfortunate. What does this guy do again? We know what the Kaioken does. Arrival red green again. Choose minus barrier, minus 15 to 2 barriers. That's pretty good. But I kind of feel like we just want another red green card in the deck. Thoughts on red prison in this meta? In the current meta, like pre and post ban list before set 7, I don't think it can really do too much because one of the best decks in the format is Victory Strike. And even like post ban list, I can do that. Let's say I can Victory Strike on turn 4, right? So you can after image it, and even if I can't bad ring, that's fine. I don't think you have a way to deal with the Victory Strike even after I drop it. You could play like some type of overwhelm removal, I guess. That's a fair point. So maybe it's not bad. But the other issue is gonna be like, yeah, you can't run any silver bullets. That is a big problem. And the other issue is, I think like even if Broly Headed Master doesn't wreck you too hard, the Kaioken Goku is a big problem. And Gogeta Shenron is a huge problem for Frieza Prison, in my opinion. Because after image really does not affect that deck. Kaioken Goku could be an insane finisher in the Frieza deck too. Too much Overwhelm. It could be too much, but like this deck is constantly ditching cards, so I kind of feel like it's maybe good. It could be too much. Like I think 4 Toa is necessary because like obviously you want to keep ripping your opponent's hand. But time regular Trunks, yeah, maybe he could drop down a little bit. But yeah, what do you guys think about the deck at first glance? I mean, obviously I literally just came up with this off the top of my head, so it could definitely be too much Overwhelm. But what else would we be trying to fit in the deck? We got Self Awaken at 4. I could see more Self Awaken because you have no way to take your life any other way. I could see an additional, maybe like a 6th dual color, because we do need our dual color live to counterplay this Vegeta. I think this Vegeta is a really good body counterplay, to be honest. Oh, we have 8 Self Awakeners. Okay, so we have plenty of Self Awaken. 2-drop Self Awaken and the 1-drop Self Awaken. So I think the thing I would fit in the deck would be maybe like another Gogeta. Because well, you can like play Nappa later on, combo it away for 1 energy, then a rival Gogeta. So that seems solid. I think that's a good change. Minus the Trunks. Add another Gogeta. Wow, we don't have any negates in the deck. That is a great point. Yeah, I used to be like that where I would forget super combos, but luckily I don't forget those anymore. I usually don't forget negates either. So maybe we cut another Trunks. Maybe Scientist Fu, like, I don't know, there's no double strike in the deck either except for Dauntless Vegeta. This Raditz is really underwhelming. I think we would chop down on this Raditz a little bit. I think we chop down on both Raditz, to be honest. That puts us at 46. Prize Attack Frieza, I don't know about, just because like I don't think we play a lot of removal. I don't think they need to errata Cold Bloodlust. I think just putting it on the ban list is fine. Like obviously on the errata, not the errata list, on the limit list. I think that's fine. I think it's a little bit because like most people understand ban lists and like how they interact with like either Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic the Gathering. I don't think an errata would be good. All right, so let's talk about the package real quick. You guys can let me know about the deck in the comments below. I'm going to basically explain my thought process. So we have the Raditz leader. Obviously, it's super duper hand controlling, but like I mentioned before, there's a lot of discarding effects in the deck. So you want to just be abusing that. You want to be obviously filtering through Overwhelm, I think. But the issue here too is that Vegeta requires you to put black back into your deck. Yeah, black back. He only has to do 1, which is nice, but it does require black. So that means that at least by turn 3, we have to discard 1 black card, which might not be impossible. It might not be impossible because we have other copies of Vegeta. We have the Trunks Time Regulator. We have Scientist Fu. So maybe that wouldn't be too much of an issue. Man, the more I look at this 4-drop Raditz, the more underwhelming it is. Finish reading it. What am I missing here? Tackle leader. Choose 1 card from the antenna to the warp. Yeah, then I discard a card to search for the top 5. Awaken, untap an energy. I'm afraid. What am I missing here? That's true. Ripping the hand without taking life is kind of neat. But then the intensifying power trunks having crit is nice. And awaken might be the only way we get card draw, just because like we can take life, obviously. The Vegeta's a search target. We could like chop down on one intensifying power trunks potentially. I think we do want to up the black count a little bit. Do you play King Vegeta Dynasty in this deck? Because I thought it only works with King Vegeta. Yeah, Trunks for time regulator lets you see more cards and then refill your drop area. Toa is obviously for more hand control. Yeah, I can see Self Awakening not being too important. I guess it would really stink against something like Victory Strike. What's up, Android? Yeah, the leader's weird, but I'm trying to make something out of it with all the discarding it has to do. All right, we're gonna go back to the drawing board a little bit. Yeah, you got to be doing something powerful to Shenron Gogeta. Like the one issue I think with this deck would be, you will have a rough time against Shenron Gogeta for sure. All right, so honestly, this Raditz incredibly underwhelming. This Raditz is a cantrip, so I'll keep it at 2, and it's also a search target. So I think that drops us to like 24, 22 search targets. Just from what I remember before. I really like the idea of this Dauntless Spirit Vegeta, especially it's a 5k combo. It's double strike. That was a solid pick. But yeah, I think we need more black cards in the deck because of time regulator's effect. That could be solid. Okay, so if we cut down on one intensifying. Yeah, this deck isn't gonna have like scary plays. This deck is gonna be more focused on just being hand control and outgrinding the opponent, in my opinion. So he had one Champa. That puts us at 50. Yeah, this deck is definitely not gonna do anything like crazy explosive. But I'm trying to figure out like the best way to play Raditz, because Raditz might not be like tier 0, or it's obviously not gonna be tier 0. It might not even be tier 1. But I do want to give you guys like a way to play the deck. Like maybe the Vegeta chain itself is just so underwhelming that it's not even worth it. But this could be like an interesting way to play the deck. Like I'd probably just like scrape this together, and you could play the SCR Raditz. Obviously this build is not very focused on burn damage, and that is a turn 5 play, so it's a little costly. I do like the one Champa in here now that we have kind of like a game ender. Paragus is obviously a super busted card because it just digs you into your deck. It would be so sick though if it discarded instead of warped, because then you would obviously feel more overwhelmed. The 8 Self Awaken I think is fine. There's a lot of critical in the deck, which is good for hand control. Decent amount of red. I keep feeling this Nappa is just like flipping me off. That's so funny. Alright, I think we're almost ready to put this deck to bed. Maybe go work on something else. So guys, any final thoughts on this deck? Otherwise, give me some suggestions on what you want to see next. Ryan, if I was gonna drop Vegeta to 2, what else what would I be trying to put in is the question. So me personally, playing wise, I'm looking forward to playing U6, probably the hit leader. I think the unawaken of your opponent's leader is like super powerful and super neat. The only thing is like it seems like everyone is trying to build that. So that could be annoying to play like a ton of mirror matches with that. Other than that, I do kind of like the Vegito archetype. Kind of neat. Yeah, the Vegeta 6 drop dual color android. Yeah, it takes too much setup. I believe it's turn 4 play the earliest, which is pretty late. Add the 17 engine. That could be good. The only issue I see with that is that actually seems like really good because you can use your leader effect to discard 17s, absorb them with the Hellfighter 17. My only issue with that is that the follow-up to that is like you're gonna have to discard 2 cards, your opponent's gonna have to discard 2 cards, and your opponent is probably gonna have a bigger hand than you, which kind of feels bad. Alright, then we're gonna put Nappa to rest, Raditz to rest for now. Maybe go into another deck. I do want to mess around with the Gohan leader, actually. I think this is going to be a pretty solid aggressive pick. Alrighty. So I do think that like triple flash is going to be one of the craziest ways to play this leader. But I think that I also want to fit like a chain attack. Not chain attack Zeno package, but like a chain attack and a burst attack package. Just for more like straight up just more aggro. What am I doing? Oh yeah, triple flash. Then we need the Goku that goes into it. That guy's name escapes my mind. Obviously, it's going to be in red. I got to get a reread of this leader, actually. Once per turn, burst 2, add a card from life to your hand. If your opponent has 5 or more life, deal 1 damage to your opponent, so you can get them to 4 pretty easily. When he likes to 4 or less, draw 2, flip over. So the burst 2 is pretty neat. I think that's going to... I mean, obviously, a sparking on the backside, but you can probably play some game-ending overwhelms. Sparking 5, when this card attacks, draw 1. Once per turn, when one of your battle cards activates Alliance, choose one of your opponent's battle cards. That's probably, obviously, in the triple flash build, it's probably not going to be very relevant. Choose 3 cards in your hand, place them in the drop area. All your red and green battle cards, then both the chosen cards and this card gain 10,000 power for duration of the turn. Turning this guy into a 25k beater is neat. Actually, it's really good because like if your opponent's just like trying to chill at 4 life, you just like force them to 3 and then triple flash them, right? Seems like a solid game plan. Determine Super Saiyan, that's what we want to see. What does this Goku do again? What do both of these Gokus do actually? 3 drop 14k. So that doesn't really seem to do anything. And this one, I believe this one's pretty good. Multicolor. Probably not playing multicolor in this deck, so never mind. Okay. Secret Rare, is this good enough to play? EX Evolve. 6 or more. This card attacks. Gains plus 5,000. 4,000. 2 red cards from drop area. Yeah, so like, if we went all in on triple flash, this wouldn't really work. We could like triple flash them to 1 and then play this guy. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of like playing like the cute secret rares. Like if it's a really good secret rare, I'm much more into it. But not that one. What is the red extra card called? Let's just look at all the red cards, I guess. So my only issue with Kyle Ken as a finisher in this deck is that it's turn 5, where the deck we're trying to theorycraft right now is a turn 3 win con. I think that I like aggro in this game a lot, so I'm kind of I guess you can say biased towards that. So this is an aggro deck, so I would not play more than 3 negates, but we'll get them now. I guess we should also get a super combo, right? Red super combo, 4 or less life. Oh, that's right. You cannot EX evolve onto triple flash afterward. That is totally correct. All right. Looking through all the red cards here. Sankaba I can see being really good. The only issue with that would be like you're trying to burn them, obviously, and if they take too much damage, you can't burn them. Yeah, so like I said, I want to include a chain attack package. I don't even think we need to include stuff to boost triple flash because the leader does it. Like I don't even think we need pans and stuff. We could play a few pans, like just because. Familial Bonds. This card is bananas. Definitely wouldn't play Denial of Hope in the main deck because this is not like a reactive deck whatsoever. I'm looking for like the non-stamped familial bonds. There we go. Red, 1 sand, 3 or less. Okay, now am I gonna play Dragon Balls to gain more benefit off that? Probably. That's not gonna work. Where's like a regular burst attack going? There we go. Definitely want to play burst attack. I could see like some amount of fearless pan, but it's probably not needed if triple flash is your win condition. Yeah, my view on this is like turn 1 intensifying, turn 2 chain attack into burst attack. That just seems busted, like absolutely busted. And then like just keeping that pressure on and following up with triple flash, that seems pretty insane. Chain attack is what I want in the deck at 4. Yeah, SCR I think is like a little too cute to warrant. Alright, so we're only at 31 cards, surprisingly. I'm missing, I could play the 1-drop Goku Searcher card. Revenge blocker counterplay is a thing. That is pretty solid. That is pretty insane. 4-star ball. Yeah, now the weird question is how many 4-star ball do you play? Because, like, obviously if you draw into them early, you're not plussing off of the desire. So I think, like, 3 could be the right number. Yeah, I don't think I would, like, so I'm playing After Image because in my opinion it's the best red negate. Besides that, it's like we already have to play 4 familial bonds, so that's a good amount of extra cards. Denial of Hope and Last Guardian I think would be better if this is more of like a control deck, but it's not a control deck. 2 3-star balls. Which one's 3-star ball? Attack blockers? Or attack actives, I mean? Yeah, attack actives. We do have chain attack to attack actives, so that's kind of nice. Another card we can play, actually. Play 2 of this guy. So this guy's kind of neat because, like, I played in my Broly Head of Mastery build too, because after you, like, use Path to Greatness' sparking ability, you don't need the sparking anymore, so you can just Bardock Awaken Instinct, like, filter for better cards, like, filter for more super combos. Counterplay also destroys this deck. Maybe, I don't know, like, play Nappa if you go mono red for the burn damage. Yeah, I could do that. I forget what that Nappa does, actually. But, so, the thing about the counterplay in this deck, right, is if I'm being aggressive, turns 1, 2, and 3, is my opponent really gonna just like leave 2 energy up to do nothing except counterplay me? I don't necessarily know. I could play Free Videl blocker. That's another good one. 4-drop crit. The burst of the black cards could hurt me with this though. Play this card from your hand. Choose 1 card from one's life. Place in the drop area. Could do that. I could see like maybe side decking that card. What do we look like right now? Let's see. Okay, we got the burst attack. We got the chain attack package. Probably play the 1-drop Goku Searcher. That was a very broad search. Alright. This card I think is good. Hey, we got some friends in the chat. What's up, friends? Alright. We gotta just look at like OP red cards. That's what we gotta do. So right now I'm like really happy with how aggressive this deck's looking. Very, very happy. Yeah, the leader's like basically a base double strike, except one of the damage is guaranteed every turn. I gotta reread this leader because you guys tell me he's good. I gotta reread him. What the heck? Give me a text box. Give me a different text box. Cannot include non-sands. Choose 1 card from your life, add it to your hand. Look it up to 5 cards at the top of your deck. Choose 1 red or green sand or King Vegeta among them. Add them to your hand. This is so funny how like people can play around King Vegeta's Awaken ability. That's just like hilarious to me. Choose one red or green sand in your battle area and place it in the owner's drop area. Draw 1 card, and this card gets plus 5,000. Okay, that's cool for like a finisher. Choose 1 battle card in your hand with energy cost 2 or less and play it with its skills negated for the duration of the turn. Then draw 1. Is that good? I don't know. The finishing ability seems cool. I also forget what the field spell does already. Stupid me. One drop GT Goku we do have in the deck. Virtuous Strength Son Gohan. That's the 3-drop 15k that can attack actives, right? That could be decent. Yeah, maybe we could play better Saiyan targets. Is Dependable Mom Bulma good in this deck? I really don't think we need anything to boost Triple Flash because they're already big enough. Like, I think I would play the free pan before anything else. Saiyan Kaba could be good, like I said before. I'll put one of them in the deck for now, just like to see if we want to increase it later. M2 I think is really good in general, but it's more extra cards, and I really don't want to play more extra cards. I do like how the leader basically turns any dead extra cards in your hand into 10k combos, though. I do, or sorry, I guess a 5k combo. I do like that. So I'm waiting for this King Piccolo card to be absolutely snapped in half. The free block, I don't know if the free blocker, like, our free blocker is good right now. It is kind of good against Shenron Gogeta, but the idea is that we kill them, right? We just like absolutely kill Shenron Gogeta like really fast, hopefully. This is a deck I would actually be really excited to test, but it's getting a little bit late. A little bit late on the East Coast, you know what I'm saying? 100% Yamcha. That's not a bad pick at all, actually. Except in this deck, I don't think we can give him. I don't think we can give him the ability to attack actives. Yeah, I also want to build something with this Goten Trunks, Son Gohan, Videl stuff. And Vegito here Save the Day could actually make a return. It's definitely not like the strongest 4-drop you can play, but you can definitely do some stuff with it. Alright, so far nothing crazy for red. Not enough Earthlings to play Yamcha. We're gonna play some Overwhelm, so I don't think we're gonna get to 4 life really fast. So like, if you're playing a self-awakened leader, I really don't think you need like a sparking super combo, even if you're a burst, because we are gonna play some number of Overwhelm in the deck. I'll probably bump this Bardock to 3, honestly. Yeah, the Videl card is sick. It's really cool too how you can play like the Videl negate and still like get value off of it. Go play Double Shot Vegeta for Fearless Pan. That could be a thing. But I don't really think, like, I literally don't ever think we need to play defense in this deck. I think we need to just literally punch face all the time. I think that's literally all this deck needs to do. Fearless Pan could be a good card. I'll put one in the deck for now just to see. Digging Deep. That could be pretty. I'll put 2 Digging Deeps in the deck. That could be pretty aggressive. Obviously, going off Chantac. What are we at here? 45? We're running close to the limit. We do have super combos in here. We do have super combos. What does this guy do again? We don't have Trunks and Gotens in the deck. We do have super combos. There should be Goten super combos. And yep, support attack some Goten is our super combo. And now we're getting into like really high cost red cards. Yeah, Vegito here to save the day. That card could be sick with all the new Goten Trunks stuff. Yeah, I don't even think we need Victorious Fist. Like this guy, you ditch one to evolve him. When it attacks, switch to active mode. That's actually not. Oh, that's actually really good. Kind of, because on turn 3 when you free wish out, or not free wish, on turn 3 when you play the wish to bring out the 3-drop Goku, you can't do this in triple flash in the same turn. So maybe this is like a decent 2 of. I don't really think it's a 4 of though. Okay. So right now we're at 47 cards. I kind of think Kaba's probably, actually we could play 3 Kaba and 2 Fearless Pan. That seems kind of neat. All right, let's see what we got here. This is 50 cards. This is definitely a 50 card pile. All right, so we got a 50 card pile here. Let's see what we're looking at. 4-star ball. That's going to be our basically free pluses off Familia Bonds. Let me give this card another read real quick. This card gains desire in all areas. If your leader card's red, choose 1 red standing drop area, 3 or less, 15k or less, and play it. If you play a card, choose 2 Dragon Balls from your deck, add them to your hand, then shuffle your deck. It'd be kind of nice if this added from drop as well, because like obviously you can burst them, but it's not a huge deal. At this point, the 4-star balls are kind of just like filler. Like they could be anything at this point, because the main engine is here. Like we could play the free pan. What we got? I'd play 1 to 2 Victorious Fist. We do have Victorious Fist in here at 2. Could play Foreseeing Hit, but like I don't know. Maybe Foreseeing Hit would be better against like Janemba, because like obviously they can probably drag the game out. Even though I really don't know how well Janemba can handle burn damage, to be honest. We'll see if Triple Flash is better than Demigra. And then my Demigra Overwhelm Mass Sand build. Yeah, I think this is definitely gonna like obviously need testing. Yeah, it's pretty crazy you can run it with non-Shenron leaders. Like there's probably other good leaders this card can be used in that people haven't explored yet. But obviously you need, or you don't need, but you want like some type of burst to like, because like you're praying at this point, like by turn 3 you're praying to get determined 2% on Goku into your drop by burst. You don't really want to combo it and waste like hand advantage to do that, right? Alright, 3 4-star, 3 Awakened Bardock. The Bardock is like for after you use up all your sparking effects. Like if you're going all the way in with Triple Flash on that turn, like that's what you want to be doing. We could play a combination attack pan, but like we don't need anything else to boost Triple Flash because our leader just does it already. But we could play it. Maybe it'd be better than Fearless Pan at this point. Yeah, Fearless Pan might be more of like a side deck card if we need to like. I cannot spell. Okay. Yeah, the Nappa Infinite Sand Rare, I don't think we can play it because we're gonna have black cards in the deck, and bursting those is gonna be a big problem for that card. So what are we gonna cut? We're gonna cut potentially Fearless Pan to go 2 combination attack pan. All right, so we got 3 after image. I think 3 is all you need because we are an aggro deck. I'd rather just have like less extra cards in the deck. Intensifying, Chain Attack, Bardock for after you've used up all your sparking abilities. Which other pan is better? The Fearless Pan or the 1-drop pan? I think combination is pretty good for playing it for free, to be honest. Burst Tech with Chain Attack aggro I think is very, very good. Like that curve, like if you can open it, that curve just feels like, it almost feels like unbeatable. Like obviously that's like an overestimation. Okay, yeah, so combination's the one I do have in the deck. But yeah, this deck, the curve of this deck, like if you hit it, it seems like so strong. Like 1-drop Intensify Power Trunks. Like let's just say you go first. Like play Trunks on 1, turn 2, swing for a crit, evolve, Chain Attack on top, bring out Burst Tech, swing for another crit, and then like burn your opponent for damage. And then like I think you can Burst Attack draw on that turn. I'm not gonna do the math out right now, but I think you can trigger Burst Attack's draw with all that. That seems pretty nuts, to be honest. See, like I think combination attack is better because like it's free, so you don't have to commit energy to it. Because you're not an untapped 2 leader, so turn 3 you literally only have 3 energy to work with. You only have 2 to wish out your Goku, and then 1 to EX evolve. So I don't really want to like play pan and let it sit there on the board turn 1. I don't know. You guys can screenshot the deck and like test it out, see if you like it. Maybe send me some potential changes. So Zeno in this deck, Lewis, is that specifically what you're asking? It could be. Like you could play in this deck. My only issue is like you're taking a lot of your own life really fast. So basically like Chain Zeno works a lot better in my opinion when you're at a high life total and your opponent's at a low life total. Like Pan can do that pretty well. Vegeta Baby can do that kind of well. This deck, I think everything in your deck just needs to be a beater. Like I said, intensifying into chain attack, into burst attack, into turn 3 triple flash. I think that's pretty nutty. Yeah, so I think this is probably the last deck I'm going to build tonight because it's about to be midnight here. So I'll just leave chat open for a few minutes. Like, if you guys have any questions, just like drop them in, and we'll probably start like slowing down here. Let me know what you guys are curious about. So digging deep is just like an idea. Like, it doesn't have to be played right now, but like, so here's my logic on digging deep. It was actually a chat suggestion which I really liked. So digging deep is really, really good in matchups like Shenron Gogeta, where like obviously they don't need to take their own life to like do things, so you need extra ways to pressure them. So like against Shenron Gogeta, you might want to go like turn 2 chain attack into digging deep and just like get more swings in, because as long as you can force as long as you can force Shenron to 3 life, they probably like most of the time will not be able to out combo triple flash because most of their hands gonna be extra cards. So you just need that way to force them to 3 life, which like when I've been playing skillless, Source of Power is really good at forcing them to take damage. 3-star ball and Yamcha 100%. That could be good, James, but like my only issue with that is like I said before, you don't have you're not an untapped 2 leader, so you have very limited energy to work on. So the only way that would work is like turn 4 or like turn 3 play Yamcha, hope it lives, and then go into the ball on the next turn. That's it's kind of rough. Red blue could be better. So if you played blue in this deck, you have to cut a lot of the aggro options. That would be the problem, because you need at least like 8 to 10 blue to make it consistent. And yeah, I would prefer to have all the aggro. Like, I think mono red over the past few sets, like back in the day, you could not play mono red. It was impossible. You needed blue for Senzu Bean and obviously Flute back in the day. But like now, I think all the red aggro you can just like punch face with is really strong. Where are the set 7 cards? We have a few. We've got Familial Bonds. Wow, is that the only one? That would be insane. The leader obviously is set 7. Wow, that's actually hilarious how like 2 cards from set 7 make this deck playable. It's almost like when Danny created Super Shenron, it was literally just Super Shenron leader. I think that was the only card, and maybe Super Dragon Ball. I don't think he's playing it at the time. You think Announcer has a shot right now in this format after the ban list? Planning on playing it? Yes, I think Announcer is super good right now. I mean, Scott Dashy proved it by topping with it in Montreal and in Virginia. You can go check out his deck profile on YouTube right now. That deck I think is super good. I think post ban list it actually gets better because Mutaito gains a ton of value from Killy Zone going to 0 and Battering Laser getting banned, right? So with those 2 cards getting banned, Mutaito gains a ton of value. So Announcer now has a leg up in the Victory Strike matchup. The only thing it's going to struggle against is Shenron Gogeta. But if you play the Piccolo that punishes your opponent for being up on energy from you, you can you kind of have a leg in that race too. So I think Announcer is going to be very solid. Could play Champa Double Strike. Could do that. The only thing I worry about is like the number of 10k combos and the number of extra cards in the deck. Like we could get crazy with this deck and just like straight up cut after image. I honestly actually could see cutting after image straight up. But then again, like on your turn 3, you do not have a ton of kill potential. Not a ton of kill potential. You just don't have like good ways to play with a lot of energy. That's the problem on turn 3. So I kind of like the way the deck stands right now. Like if I had the cards in front of me, I would literally put this together. I mean, I could obviously do it online. I'll probably do that like in the next few days. Maybe I'll stream it. But if I had the set 7 cards in front of me right now, I would probably put this together and test it right now. I'm actually really happy with how this list looks. Yeah, I've seen a lot of lists for this. Like obviously the Sun Gohan leader with triple flash engine, I didn't come up with that. But I've seen a lot of lists that like don't play the chain attack engine. I think it's super strong, like just for more pressure, because you need to force them to 3 somehow, and like your leader can do that kind of, but like chain attack and burst attack, that's really huge. All right, guys. So this is a pretty fun night. We built Son Gohan. We built Raditz. I'm pretty happy with how it went, to be honest. Glad I decided to get on stream and not watch Smallville. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna catch you all later. I'll probably do this again like sometime next week. Build some more set 7 decks, and see ya. Thanks for watching, guys.